We're looking at a budget CO2 blaster in this episode of Airsoftology Reviews. In my hand, I have the Beretta APX, licensed by Umarex and sold by Elite Force United States. Of course, this thing's available worldwide. And this guy packs a small price tag, but a pretty big punch, and something I really haven't seen in a pistol, at least the way it is or the way it feels and sounds, and we'll talk about in a second. It's very different than the rest. But we're gonna dive into externals first, talk about the gun, and then move on into internals after that. This is a polymer and metal blend pistol. It's got a little bit of both. The actual outer barrel itself is made of metal. So underneath here, as it slides back, you can see that is actually metal. The slide itself is metal. And then the lower part is polymer, including most of all the bits you're gonna find everywhere else, except the slide lock, that is metal as well. This is the tan version I'm holding here in my hand, and they do come in a two-tone silver and black version as well. This one does come with interchangeable back straps. They have black and a tan you can swap out. I do like the black. It does come pre-installed. I like the two-tone look of it. It kind of has a neat little feel, and the pistol is unique. It has a good feel to it. The slide itself has these massive serrations down the side, these big old chunky ones. I wouldn't even call them serrations, just good old grips. So you can get a hold of this thing. It's real easy. You can pistol rack it, or a pistol belt rack it. Just actually grab it and drag it down on your belt there and chamber another round if you guys need to get going after you do a mag change, if that's kind of your style. It does have metal sights here in the front and rear, white dots on all of them, dot in the front, 2 dots in the back, so you can get easy on those shots. Trademarks down the top, APX even on the slide, which is pretty neat. Beretta trademark here on the side, Beretta on the other side, and of course, down here on the grips, the actual Beretta logo. APX here on either side in the front, right above the 3-part rail system, so you can put a light, a laser, or whatever. And then the lower, we'll talk about that. The polymer itself is actually really nice. It's pretty much on par with the high-end guns I've been seeing coming from Umarex. Actually, it's really nice. I was kind of expecting a little bit of a shortcut based on the price point of this gun, but to be honest with you, they didn't cut at all. And they did a good job matching the color here of the top, the upper, the actual slide, and the lower frame with the tan. So the top is painted, the bottom is the plastic there, so you can have both options. And again, the two-tone look here. You do have a mag release on here. It is set up for a righty, so it's on the left-hand side, but it is interchangeable. The way the mag is set up, you can actually flip it over if you're a lefty and you want to do it. The slide lock is not movable, unfortunately. It's going to be stuck there on that left-hand side, so really set up for right users for that thumb to hit. Underneath the mag, you do have your CO2 changing right here. It does not require a tool. It's kind of built in. It's got that little thing, so you can kind of unscrew it, pop it out. The back strap comes off. That's where you're going to find the actual CO2 underneath. Here you go. It's actually on there firm. You're not going to lose it. So it goes in there. You'll unwind it, put your 12 gram in there, crank it down until it seals up, and put this back strap back on, snap it into place, and then you're ready to go. Also, because this is partial blowback, meaning it's not using a lot of gas to cycle that. It's actually sending most of it down the barrel. You're going to get a ton of shots out of this thing. You're going to get shot after shot after shot. You're not going to change that 12 gram CO2 with every mag. In fact, you're going to have a lot of these 15 round mags before you even dream of running out of gas. And to round it out, it's the uniqueness of this gun that it's this sound. And when you first pick it up in the store, you're gonna go, really? Kind of got, I don't know, it's just a different clunk. It's not like a thud, it's just kind of this, and you're gonna go, oh man, that just, I don't know, it's Jonathan, it just doesn't sound that great. Then you put gas in it, and then you fire it. This thing sounds like a demon. It is a beast, it is a monster, it is wicked sounding, and the lightweight of the slide, it doesn't feel like the slide is coming back that fast, like the spring kind of feels soft, but whatever they did for the engineering, they knew what they were doing. They did. At first look, you'd be like, when you start firing this thing, you're gonna know why they did it. It is just a monster. It's so much fun to shoot, especially for like the price point it comes in. I had a blast just cranking round after round out on this pistol. Take it to the Chrono, you're gonna see really good numbers, the low 300s there like you would normally find, which is, well, actually not normally, because a lot of CO2 pistols are much higher than that, but this one is going to be that field legal CO2 pistol, which is so good. You can play indoor or outdoor pretty much anywhere in the United States and most places worldwide based on the power level of this. So also because of that power level, like I said earlier, you're gonna get a lot of shots out of this thing. Follow-up shots are really good, although the trigger, I wanna talk about that. The trigger is rather hard to pull. It does have a really stiff trigger pull to it. I would say up in that 7-8 pounder area. So it's got some beef. It's nowhere near hard, like incredibly hard to pull, but it's just got a little oomph to it. Also, on the side, I didn't talk about this earlier, your safety. The safety switch is right here where your finger goes. Even if you have short hands, you can hit it. You just simply push it forward. It's actually stiff, so you're not gonna accidentally bump it, but it's easy enough to push. And then it disengages that actual trigger. Then the trigger is easier to pull. So you can definitely tell the difference between the spring in there and the actual mechanism when you pull it back. What I like about the positioning of the safety is if you gotta go to the safe zone, you quickly click it, no problem. If you're shooting and you forget, and you're like, oh man, my safety's on, you're not fumbling back here, you literally just take your finger right up off the trigger, pull it back, and you're ready to rock. So it's just so easy. It's right there, everything's good. And like I said, because of the length of it, even the smallest of hands are gonna be able to reach it in battle. So that is it on the Beretta APX. Oh, the good news, the price. This thing comes in US right under $80. So it's $79.99. That's the MAP price on this pistol. For a licensed pistol with blowback, it is pretty good. Now, there is a caveat, and I did mention this earlier. It does have a hop-up. You're good there, but it doesn't have an adjustable hop-up. It is fixed. I had no trouble with 2s or 2.5s on this, and it's going to have no problem with accuracy, even at range. But as you start to move up on the heavyweight BBs, you're going to see some performance drop. Now, also at this price point in this pistol, if you guys are running like 3 2s in your pistol, and that's what you're into, and you're trying to tune pistols up, you're not going to be picking this thing up anyway. This thing is really designed for the average airsoft player, the Joe Schmo like me running out who wants something they can just put that 15 round mag in. Oh, by the way, you get 2 of those in the box too. Put them in there, rock and roll and go, and then have all that. Plus with the mag size, you can pick up extra ones of these for actually very affordably. Just jam them in your pocket and have tons of shots on the cheap to get your game going. So guys, if you're interested in the Beretta APX, like I said, it comes in 2 colors, this tan two-tone kind of look, and then a silver and black two-tone as well. You guys can pick these up anywhere Elite Force or Yomarx products are sold. And of course, if you guys want to learn more about this pistol, as always, I'll have a link in the description below so you can go check it out. So guys, until next time, go out, play some airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.